Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on Karen here for this particular match, and yeah, man, this is pretty much. Is this before or after? I think this is after my SES run. It went about as bad as I. It went about as bad as I expected. Did not go well. Although did get I got the one win that I needed. And then after that, I kind of just threw. The first match was a loss, and then the rest of it, I guess the rest were, I don't know, I think the second match was a win, and then the third was a loss, and then it was kind of whatever. I matched into 3 master players back to back, and I was like, what is going on? Yeah, that was kind of insane. For the time that it was 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. No, it's not. It was 5 in the morning because I made the teams, and then I just went right into the matches. I didn't practice much or anything. I just did openings for the 4 teams, which I did opening for 3 of the teams, and then I kind of just winged it with the other one. The teams that got banned were I made a Camilla team. Well, it wasn't really a Camilla team. I just put Camilla on a team, and then the same for Erica. Yeah, those teams got banned right away. I did not. Well, I was able to use the Camilla team, but I got hit with cancer control because I wasn't paying attention, and I threw that match. Yeah, so there goes that one. And then the other match, I think I just lost. I got outplayed, primarily because I did not practice. This map in particular was very not very favorable to my playstyle. I like to have someone that sits in the front and can just block a choke point and then build around that from the back. But I was not able to do that on this particular map because you get essentially placed in a pincer. There are 2 spots that the opponent can attack you from, straight up, and one from the side, depending on where you start. And it's very difficult to guard both of those positions unless you're going to put your far save as well as your frontliner into those 2 spots. Typically, you don't really want to put your far save there because then the far save is supposed to be, let's say the far save is Fjorm. She's essentially vulnerable to getting hit by a melee attacker, so you don't want her in one of those 2 spots. You want her somewhere in the back where she's safe, and it's kind of difficult to position around that area because of the water terrain, which made things very annoying because you can't put a flyer there on the water terrain because they're not going to get far saved. And essentially the water terrain, you can only put flyers there to begin with. So essentially there's 4 or so spots that you can't use for your opening, and you can't use to position around either. So it was a really annoying map to build a team with. It was a lot better a couple of months ago when it was when I remember, because the mobility wasn't as oppressive as it is currently. So you have the ability to move in, block the middle choke point, which is to just go straight down and block the middle and not necessarily worry about the side so much. But that wasn't the case this go around because it was really easy. If they couldn't go up one side, they just went up the other, and you just couldn't really stop your opponent, especially with how hypermobile they were with Cavs and Sakura, Yunaka. It was just a little bit too difficult for me to build, or not even. It's not the difficulty of it. I didn't invest the time into it because I did not like the map. I think that's really what it boiled down to. I was busy playing top heroes instead of trying to fix my teams, which I did delay quite a bit, especially after Camilla came out. I just didn't really want to bother with it. But yeah, it went about how I expected for 0 practice, no interest put into it whatsoever. Kind of unfortunate. Some of the matchups, yeah, the 3 back-to-back master plays was rather unfortunate. There's one guy I think that was 1 win away from rank 1, and I was like, all right, this is not going to go my way. But yeah, did not go my way in the end either. But yeah, it was what I expected. Didn't really expect to do well. the streak comes to an end, unfortunately. It's just fine. You don't want to get locked into having to win every time, which you can sometimes get locked into. But yeah, I'll be back for the next one. Hopefully the map doesn't suck like this one did. Yeah, let's play another match. GG's. See you in the next one. Okay, we're taking on Moon X Lido, or Zero, I think. Yo, funny. I ended up, like, because of SD, I took like three back-to-back losses, I think. Probably 2. Because I had to swap some stuff around because, well, no, it wasn't because of SD. Well, SD added onto it. It was because of Camilla. I forgot to change my near save. I forgot to change. I forgot to put Hardy Bearing on. What's her face? Sothis. No, not Sothis. It's not Sothis. What? Ceros. Yes, I forgot to put Hardy Bearing on Ceros. So I unlocked the team, but then I was also doing the. I unlocked my defense, but I was also building my SDS team. So, and also some of the blessings weren't done. So what ended up happening was I forgot to re-bless Sedith. Yeah, ended up going into the match or getting someone matched into me. Oh, 2 people matched into me, unfortunately. I took 2 back-to-back losses, although it looks like they were going to double save, which might have not worked out in my... Well, I think Edelgard would have probably done okay once she was able to warp in. The problem is, since Sedith wasn't there, she didn't have the ability to warp because he had the guidance. So yeah, that kind of ruined things. Forgot to re-bless him for Anima Season. He had a light blessing. Someone mentioned it to me, but I thought they were talking about something else, and I just completely got it wrong. And then I didn't notice until I saw the defense replays come in. I was like, oh no, that's bad. Sedith is not where he's supposed to be. I only had like 6 units on defense instead of 7. So yeah, that was just real bad. But you know, minus 100, it's 106, I think. It's not the worst thing in the world. Still enough to stay in tier 38 at the very least. Really unfortunate though, because the week was going fairly decent. It's just gotta own that one. That was just my bad. And also I just wasn't really tuning into the game as much to notice, because typically that's something that I would have noticed right away if I was really just playing Faye. But I've been playing top heroes, which admittedly is not as fun as Faye, but it's just something else that I've been doing and trying to figure it out. Yeah. But that being said, I gotta catch up on some stuff in Faye. I haven't even played United Warfronts yet, which is, I think, running out in like 2 days, which I guess is enough time. I also gotta get the GHB, I forget his name, Zane. I also gotta go get him. And then yeah, I gotta go do some stuff, man. I don't know. SD, I did enjoy Tiki. Oh my, I don't think I'm gonna be focusing on building this Tiki because I had such a terrible experience summoning for her. It was like at least 500 orbs just to get 2 copies. So I don't really know if I'm gonna build this Tiki. I did get the +1, but I don't know if I'm gonna invest into her because she clearly does not like me, and I'm fine with that. She was, she had very good performance. Well, lies, I can't even say that. The matches that I practiced with her, she did okay, but I wasn't able to use her in SDS. Seems like she had fairly decent performance. I had to swap out her A skill because it did nothing for her. I gave her speed, defense, unity, and it seemed to do a lot better. And then I just built a team around her, and she seemed okay. I don't know. Yeah. And I got the Havoc, which I was finally able to give to. Well, there's only the one copy. Well, I could give it to Athos as well, but I'm gonna hold off just for a little bit because I currently have him running Occultist Strike just for damage output. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be pulling in more copies of Tiki, unless she wants to like just come home on a free summon randomly. But I don't think I'm gonna be building her specifically, even though I want to. I think I'm gonna have to stick with Erica, who I think I have at plus 10. I just gotta finish the merges. What else? Attuned Erica, of course. So this match is going fairly well. I did pretty much what I was planning to do, which was just tank everything with tank the range units first, and then figure out a way to get up here and take out the rest. Primary target here is the enemy emblem Erica. Gotta get rid of her, and then I should be able to close out the rest of this. Just gotta figure out how to go about doing that. Let's see what we can do. Let's take one more turn, and then I should be able to get both of the pots and get out of here. Ooh, there's something else that crossed my mind that I completely forgot.
It is my honor.
Got Nagi. It's basically Mythic Nagi in the regular pool, which is very interesting. Like her whole Mythic thing that she did is now, well, I mean, there is like a couple pieces of it that's not entirely there, but it's basically Mythic Nagi in the regular pool, and I think that's very interesting for the future of these Mythic units, because who's next, you know? Are we gonna get Milla in the regular pool at some point? I don't know, let's see what happens. I actually would like to get Altina. I think Mythic Altina in the regular pool would be actually nuts. She's one of my favorite mythics for Astra season. It's just that she's fallen off a cliff in terms of damage output, not able to really take anything out. And I think to have her in the regular pool would actually be really cool, because then I could build her up and start doing some stuff with her. I like Mythic Altina's art a lot. I like that she's a flyer instead of an infantry like her alts have been. And yeah, I'm just actually interested in building her up if she has like some type of similar art to the mythic version. So yeah, that's the plan.
It is my honor. Oh, let's.
For that, or hopefully that's not even a plan. Hopefully that happens. It'll be interesting to see what IS does with that.
I will do it. It is my honor.
Camilla, I think eventually what I'm going to do with Camilla or against Camilla teams is I think I might go back to at least one double save for Astra season. That won't work for light and dark season since Loki and Larath are typically common there. But I think for Astra season, I'm probably going to go with a double save team, just so that I don't have to deal with it. Put Hardy Bearing on a frontliner or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with Tiki. She is a lot better with the merge in terms of HP and stuff, but I don't know what I'm going to do with her in terms of which season I'm going to use her on, if at all. I'm kind of like, unless it's Astra, but I'm kind of like,
I'll pay them a visit.
Comfortable with my frontliners that I currently have. I don't really see a spot for Tiki unless I somehow start getting multiple copies of her in the future. Ascended Tiki did not leave me with the fondest of memories, because I just remember her dying to everything. It was really impossible to use her, and I don't necessarily want to invest into this Tiki to the same extent, so I'm kind of just holding off a bit for that. But I think I might not. I don't know. Let's see how that goes. Camilla, I don't know. There's a couple options to deal with her, but I haven't like committed to anything yet. I think I might actually drop Dimitri off that Gale Force team for the next Astra season. He just didn't do well, or he has not done well so far. What I've been trying to get him to do is take out, or at least survive a combat, but he's not been doing that. And it's every time I try to initiate with him, he's usually dying, and that's not great. He's supposed to be the initiator on that team, but he's not surviving. even with the haste slice. So I don't really know.
I will do
Might
it.
drop him altogether for whatever
Coming right up.
initiator comes out next, whatever unit that comes out
Have
next
faith.
on the
I'll
next
pay them
banner.
a visit.
I don't know. We'll see what
I'll get
happens
us
there.
there. It is
But
my
yeah, I
honor.
feel like his spot might get replaced. And I haven't even been able
Let us
to
advance.
use my Ira that I have at +9 yet. There's just I haven't been. I need to like get back into the game and start doing things in the game. That's really what's going on. My focus is split between this and the other game that I mentioned, Top Heroes.
Well,
I think there's enough time. I'm actually coming to like the end
It is my
because there's a it's a
I will do it.
essentially I mentioned it
Let us
before. It's a
advance.
resource management game where you also have some war game components of it where you battle as PvP, but not all the time.
what shall we do?
I'm kind of getting like to the end of it, where at least for this particular version, level cap, I'm almost at there. Even though I just downloaded it like
it is
last
my
week.
honor.
That's just the amount of time that I've been putting into it. So I think after that, it should slow down, and I should start focusing back on Faye after that. But for now, I'm just
It is my
distracted.
honor.
That's really what it is.
Understood.
It's not even like that good of a game to like really
It
to
is
be
my
holding my
honor.
focus where I should like not feel weird about playing it. But
Twin strike.
yeah, I've been doing that. A lot of I gotta catch up on a bunch of stuff. I've been watching like everyone else hit rank 1. I
you
feel
said.
like they've had easier runs than I have, which is kind of insane. But then again, it's really just down to the time that you play, I guess. And I also just didn't have much time this week either, which is why I should have practiced beforehand so that I could have had the time to actually play properly. So, or not even have the time, but concentrated on and playing properly in SDS. SDR is coming up. Don't know what my team is going to be. It's going to be dependent on the map, but I don't know what the map will be for the upcoming SDR. There's so many options in terms of teams, but then also Camilla and Erica are going to be like
I'll get us there.
primary picks.
Let
So
us advance.
yeah, I don't know what to do about that specifically. So I just got to get it together and then figure out how to deal with that. And then I don't know. I feel like it'll come down to the map. It depends on how open the map is. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, this match is pretty much done. Got the pot. Just gotta take out
you
this
say,
Neath
It
Hogger,
is my honor.
and then call it a
I
day.
can do this.
Not quite sure who to do this with, but don't think it'll matter as long as I take her out. I've been trying to avoid pulling on these random special banners that IS has been dropping. Some of them have been fairly desirable in terms of trying to pull on them, but I'm gonna hold off, especially after that Tiki banner. It really did me dirty, man.